Hey guys, so Snapchat was probably one of the only apps that I wasn't able to master on my own. Luckily I had my coworkers to help me, so I figured I would help you guys because quite a few people have told me they don't really know how to use it, so they just kind of gave up, which is exactly what I did. But now I'm completely obsessed and I think everybody should be on it because it's just so fun. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so when you get to the main screen, it's gonna be your camera. As you can see, since I have it set down, obviously you won't be able to see what the camera's on, but yeah. So that's how they start the app, is as soon as you open it, this is what you see. So the way that I do it mentally to kind of separate and give myself a layout of the app is if you swipe to the right, you'll see that you'll pretty much get your main page with everyone's stories and stuff like that, and today's stories, which I'll explain later. And then if you go back, this is the middle, and you swipe to the left and there is your private screen. So that's basically how I view this app, is as soon as I open it, I can either go to the right if I kind of want to watch everybody else, or if I have any notifications, someone sent me something, I can go to my left and open those up. So that's how I separated it mentally, just to help me understand the app a little better when I first got it. So from this middle side, there's also a little ghost icon at the very top, which if you press will take you to the main kind of settings page. If anyone added you, you can check that. You can add anyone that you want. You can view who you already have. And if someone wants to add you, what they can do is they can actually hover, if they're like in person with you, they can hover their phone on top of yours as if they're on the main screen taking a picture, and just tap whenever they're focusing on this little symbol here, and everyone's is personalized so that they can just add you just like that. That's why a lot of people post pictures of their little ghost on Instagram, because you can just grab your phone and scan it as if it were a barcode and it'll automatically add that person. If not, underneath Letty you can see my username, which is Snapbacks and Ticia, like Snapbacks and Tattoos, which was one of my favorite songs because I'm ratchet. So yeah, if you want to give someone your username, that'll be it right there under there. And you can edit your name, as you saw from me pressing Letty. As soon as you press it, this pops up because you can edit it to be whatever you want. And this, a lot of your privacy settings and things like that. I scrolled down a little bit just because my phone number is at the top. So yeah, that's it for this page really. There's a little help symbol and all of that. The main thing I want to show you guys is this one, which is your photos and all that kind of stuff right now. If you unclick this, it's gonna have flash on your photos. So once you take the actual photo, let me show you. It'll take it with flash, obviously. And I'm just gonna X that out. And once you're actually recording the video, that's when the flash will come up, and you just hold down the button that you use to take photos with. You hold it down for videos and it'll show you a 10-second timer while you're recording. So as you can see here, it is showing with the flash, and it's kind of showing me with the red how long I have left until the video ends and I'm out of time. As you can see here, it is showing with the flash, and it's kind of showing, and it'll just keep playing it over and over and over again until the video ends. I'm gonna X out of that. I usually turn the flash off, and you'll know that it's off because it'll have a little X next to it there. If you want to have a front-facing camera instead, you can just press this top button here. There's my camera there staring at you. Another easy way you can do this, which is kind of one of those shortcuts they don't really show you, you can just double tap the screen and it'll switch it back and forth. Once you're recording, there's also a way to zoom, which is you obviously are recording, you hold it down, you just go up and down and up and down, and it'll zoom. Just like that. Obviously you are recording. So it's a little different than the iPhone because you're not pinching it, you're actually just scrolling up and down for the zoom. So there's that. And once you take a photo, by the way, these are the notifications from the private page on the left. So it'll just take you there, but it'll tell you how many you have on the left there, and this will just take you to the right hand side. So these little icons are for the left and the right screens, but you can also swipe as you saw me do before. You don't have to press the icons, so they're just there. So once you take a photo, I'm going to take a photo of the darkness. You can do quite a few things with it. Obviously you can start over and press the X. You can add text, which is on the top right hand corner. You can either add text with your keyboard, which once you do press done, it'll either do that little black bar that a lot of people have seen from Snapchat, or you can press the T again and it'll change it. It'll either center it, black bar, left, center. And then once it's there, you can click on that text again, and as you can see here, you can change the color of it and all that. And you can also pinch it in and out and move it around on the picture. On my vlog camera, I want to show you guys another thing I just figured out. If you take a picture, you can have a filter. I'm gonna pick the Dallas one. Hold the filter down and then scroll to keep adding another filter on top of it. You can also press this button here and change the colors of it, and this will be the one that you write with. So you can actually just scribble and stuff like that. If you do mess up, there's that little arrow for you to go back and it'll erase everything you just did, and you can keep changing the colors as you go. So you'll just go here, change the color, and like I said, you can keep going back. And then when you're done with it, just make sure that you click that little pencil again, or it'll keep going. So just always exit out of it before you do anything else with the picture. Another cool thing that you can do are filters. So once you swipe right, when you've already taken the photo, sorry, that's Waffle in the background, you can add filters to it. Some locations will show some specific filters that I'll show you in a moment. There's like speed, temperature, time. I'm in Dallas, so obviously it'll show Dallas. And usually if there's a special filter for that specific day, like if it's a holiday or something, it'll show up on this next screen, but right now it just went back to the normal page. So yeah, these are some of the filters that you can do, and that's how you do it, is just, you know, kind of scrolling after you've already taken the picture or after you've already finished your video. So you can't do it during. Now, the things you can do with this photo or video that you just did is down here, you can either save it to your phone. So if I press this little down arrow there, it'll save it. This next one here, I've honestly never used, because I'm guessing this is just a shortcut. If you just want to add it to your story and you don't want to send it to anyone else, you can just press that. Another thing, as you can see, there's a little number 3 there. That is your timer. So if I press on that, it's going to give me how many seconds I want this to show up for. Now, if you're only sending it to one person, which I'll show you how to do later in the next screen, if you pick 2 seconds, that's the amount of time they're going to be able to see it for, period. They can't see it again. Sometimes they can replay it, but most of the time they cannot see it again. If they screenshot it, you'll be able to tell, because it'll show you and all of that. If it goes to your story, which is basically your 24-hour period of time, it'll stay for 24 hours until tomorrow, obviously, then they can go down where I'm going to show you later and watch it over and over again as many times as they want from your story, because it'll save it for 24 hours. So the timer, you know, it's good if you don't want to make your story too long and stuff like that. You can make the photos a little shorter. I like to put it for about 3 seconds. I find that it gives people enough time to see it, and it doesn't make my story like 500 seconds long like it usually is. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just press the arrow right there, which is gonna take me to the next screen. So this is pretty much going to pick who you're gonna send this to. So if you put my story, it's gonna stick for 24 hours into your story, which I'll show you where that is in a moment. If you don't pick my story and you only pick a specific person, it's only gonna send it to that specific person. So if you're only wanting to send like a private photo, just go to that arrow, it'll send it to them already. So there's that. If I put it on my story, it just automatically went to my story, which is at the top of the page. These discover little icons I rarely ever use, but it'll just take you to these weird pages. If I wanted to use this one and send it to some friends, I would just hold it down. And now what I can do is I can just type whatever I want. And let's change the... and I can add it right there. So I can put like, girl, let's eat. And then I can send it to whoever I want. It'll show that same page, you know. I'm gonna send it to Alexis. Underneath that, it says live. These are some live feeds from around the world or whatever they choose for that day. Sometimes they have festivals, concerts, stuff like that. So it's pretty awesome. They had a day for Brazil and it was just so cool to see. So if you click on that, it's basically random people.
Happy birthday, Singapore. 9th August.
Just go down to take that out. So yeah, these are just random people. If your town happens to have a story, it's gonna have an option where you can add it to that town's story once you're, you know, you've taken your picture and you're to that page where it has everybody's usernames. So that's pretty awesome. You can be featured on that. And the cool thing about Snapchat now is you used to have to hold things down to view them, but now you can just tap it and it'll show everybody's stories without having to hold it down. So that's awesome that they've done that. Definitely a lot more convenient. Underneath that, you can see it says recent updates. So these are just people's recent stories. As you can see, when I tap on it, I just go like this to get rid of it. So these are people's recent updates, and underneath that it says all stories. So this little section here, obviously I don't have too many because I've already watched a lot of them today, is the updates that people have done now that I haven't opened yet. So I haven't actually viewed them yet. So I just click on whatever I want to view. Let's click on hers.
What is going on here? The door is
This is my coworker.
What did they just do?
And then you just click to go to the next one.
What the hell is this shit?
I do not miss that at all. Click on it to view the next one. If you don't want to see the whole thing, you can just skip it by just tapping on it. So yeah, now this is gonna clear out in just a second. You're gonna see, so it's not gonna show anymore. It's just gonna go down to all stories. It's gonna save it for 24 hours. So if someone else was viewing yours, you would be down here somewhere. And yeah, I have some really weird names for people. They're all inside jokes. So these are people's 24/7 stories that I may have already watched. If I haven't watched, it'll show the parts I haven't watched yet as well. But let's do Jaclyn Hill since everybody knows her.
Okay, so I did my
I've already viewed all these, but as you can see,
an hour and a half later, and look.
I can see them again because she put them on her story. I can view them as many times as I want. If she hadn't put it on her story, she just sent it to someone privately, it wouldn't show down here in the stories page. So that's how they split this page up, is just by the most recent posts that maybe you haven't watched yet, and then down here it'll save all of the 24/7 stories that people have been posting all day, so you can replay them if you want to and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of explains this main page a little better. Now the little secret to the main page that some people may not know is here under my story there are these 3 little dots. If you click on those dots, you can see from those eyeballs there who has viewed your snaps. You can view your snaps again, like the one that I just posted. Oops, I'm doing this sideways so it's a little difficult. Like the one that I just posted, I can see it again, and if I didn't save it yet, I can save it. I can delete it with that X. I can also see who has screenshot it or viewed it. I'll just go right there. So these 2 people have seen it, my loves. And if someone had screenshot it, it would show up right there, but no one has, so it won't show up. I wish I had an example because usually I have a lot of screenshots. You can also do, after you click those little 3 dots, is if you press that down arrow right there, it'll save your entire story that you have so far. So it can save every single thing in just one video, one compact video, which is pretty cool. You can also just click, if you don't have that open, you'll click my story and it'll show you your entire story and how many seconds long it is and all that. You can just skip through your story. As you guys can see, I kind of have a little too much fun with Snapchat, and then just gonna get rid of that. So that's basically it for this page. You can go back here to take a picture again, or you can scroll like I showed you. Here it'll take you to that discover, these discover stories, it'll take you to some more of those. We're gonna go to the private page, which is this one here. As you can see, I have some messages. My babe Lexi here. See, this is from what I sent her earlier, that you guys saw when I put, hey girl, let's eat. She replied with some emojis there. My girl Yvonne, what are those? Chloe is fucking the sweetest person ever. I have quite a few on here that are, you know, people that I absolutely love. Brown Bear is Boris, and as you can see, he took a screenshot of something I sent him, so it's actually gonna show right there that he took a screenshot. So you'll know when people screenshot your stuff and they're trying to be all sneaky. So anyway, you can search for your friends if you want to send them a message or something like that. Just want to chat with them. You can just scroll to open it like that. You'll just scroll whatever name you want. You can send them text and stuff like that. If you click this little yellow thing, come on, you can send that specific person a picture. You'll see down here this little square, it'll take you to your albums if you want to send them a picture from your phone and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty easy. Another thing you can do, which is going to be hard to show you since I don't have anyone here that would be able to help me with that, is say Chloe and I are both on Snapchat at the same time. We've both opened up this screen and we're on it at the exact same time. This yellow symbol is gonna turn blue and it's gonna do this weird bloom thing and like kind of pulse. That just means that if you hold it down while it's blue, you can video chat with each other as you're holding it down. You can double tap if you want to send them a photo and not text. So that's another thing you can do, just double tap on the name that you want to send something to, and that way, like, I'm gonna take the picture, that way you can see right there it's only gonna send it to him and I can pick how many seconds he'll be able to see it for. When I go to the arrow, it'll send it. So he's gonna get a weird blank or black thing for me. Once it sends, if it's a picture, it's gonna be a red little arrow. If it's a video, it's gonna be a blue one. And if they've already opened it, it'll be a clear outline of it like that right there. So this just means they've already viewed it, so you can see if someone's already viewed what you sent them or not. It's easier to use than having to vlog and edit and all that. So that's why I love using it, to get closer with you guys and get more personal and give you guys a little insight of my life. Hopefully this helped everybody, and if you have any questions, leave them below. I'll try to answer them as well as possible.